Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, November 20. The Bank of Jamaica, BOJ, is reporting the country's inflation rate is back on target. Governor of the Central Bank, Brian Winter, made the announcement at the BOJ's quarterly monetary policy report briefing on Monday. At its last meeting, the bank reported that inflation had fallen below the 4 to 6% target between March and August this year.
However, 12-month inflation at October 2018, as reported by Statin, was 4.7%, higher than the 2.8% recorded at the end of the June quarter.
Mr. Winter explains that the uptick in inflation since June 2018 largely reflects higher and more normal prices for agricultural food crops, as well as increased electricity costs. He says inflation is expected to remain within target into 2019.
Over the next 4 quarters, inflation is projected to fall to 4% at December 2018, accelerate to about 4.7% at March 2019, and then rise further towards the upper limit of the target by June 2019. Inflation is then projected to fall close to the lower limit of the target in the September and the December 2019 quarters. And after that, it would then gradually trend towards 5%.
According to Mr. Winter, the BOJ's medium-term forecast for inflation to converge at 5% is predicated on continued improvements in domestic demand. This includes stronger growth in gross domestic product and improvement in the labor market. The proposed establishment of the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange is being endorsed by Industry and Commerce Minister Audley Shaw. This development is being initiated by the Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSE, as part of its corporate social responsibility. The endeavor aims to create a platform to list social enterprises and not-for-profit entities and their projects for funding by donor investors. Representing Minister Shaw at a recent function, Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Finance, Favour Williams, said the JSE's undertaking reflected an acknowledgement of a new and evolving business model.
This is truly commendable. It's a great step as we move into a greater recognition world over of non-financial factors such as socio-cultural and environmental factors and their impact on the bottom lines of companies. By urging the financial sector to support the social capital markets, the objective of reaching people and changing the lives of those most vulnerable should bear all our collective interest.
The event was the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange Stakeholder Sensitization Luncheon held on Friday by the JSE. The Ministry of Health has endorsed the CARICOM Regional Commission report on marijuana, which outlines conditions for access to the drug. The report states that access to medical marijuana should be for qualifying conditions where there is clear evidence of its therapeutic benefits and for debilitating and life-threatening conditions that are difficult to treat.
These include patients on chemotherapy with nausea and vomiting, glaucoma, asthma, patients with anorexia and weight loss, for example in AIDS, cancer, and anorexia nervosa, chronic and neuropathic pain, multiple sclerosis, sleep disorders, and some neuropsychiatric disorders, such as Alzheimer's disease.
The Chief Medical Officer was speaking at a JIS think tank on Friday. She says the ministry will continue to license and register pharmaceutical companies to produce medicine from cannabis. Dr. Bisesa Mackenzie says the ministry supports the use of cannabis and byproducts for research and medicinal purposes and will be keen on monitoring the distribution, sale, and safety of such products by registered authorities. Government is facilitating discussions on the introduction of a Paternity Leave Act to encourage shared parenting, support, and mentoring. The proposed legislation is in line with recommendations of the National Policy for Gender Equality. The Act defines paternity leave as a job-protected period of leave for employed men with income support provided in some cases. It is also a short period of leave for the father to take immediately following childbirth to help care for the child and assist the mother.
This consultation is of major significance as the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport seeks to introduce paternity leave as a benefit to men as fathers and part and parcel of the Jamaican workforce. The discussions are geared towards challenging stereotypes and creating new action plans on creative and cutting-edge ways to engage and empower men to be supporters and advocates of gender equality.
The ministry's permanent secretary was speaking at an International Men's Day forum on Sunday. The theme was Positive Male Role Models. The National Policy for Gender Equality outlines Jamaica's commitment towards gender equality and to providing an enabling environment for achieving the goals of fairness and socioeconomic justice for women and men. And finally, access onto and out of the Cassava Peace Road along Constant Spring Road has been suspended. The National Works Agency, NWA, says this is to facilitate the laying of distribution water and sewer lines on the western side of Constant Spring. The work is being done between the tax office and Manor Park. Persons wishing to access Constant Spring Road can do so via Clifton Boulevard. Further to that, vehicular traffic heading in both northerly towards Manor Park and southerly towards Half a Tree is being rerouted onto a completed section of the corridor. This is between the intersection of Hillman Road and Oliver Road. All persons traveling north along Constant Spring Road will exit the new pavement in the vicinity of Manor Center. The NWA is urging motorists to obey the posted warning signs and instructions of flagged persons. Constant Spring Road is part of the government's legacy projects and is being upgraded at a cost of $20 million. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.